Your brain is lying to you right now, and it's keeping you poor. Every thought you've had about money, success, and wealth? Programmed, not by you, but by a system designed to keep you comfortable, compliant, and broke. You see, there's a reason why 90% of millionaires come from the same 10% of people. It's not luck. It's not talent. It's not even hard work. It's brutality. While you're out here being reasonable with yourself, making balanced decisions, and waiting for the right time, millionaires are engaging in psychological warfare against their own minds. They're not kinder to themselves. They're crueler. They don't motivate. They dominate. They don't inspire their inner voice. They execute it and install a new one. Machiavelli saw it centuries ago, that your guidance counselor will never tell you. Power doesn't come to the gentle. It comes to those willing to do what others won't, starting with themselves. The uncomfortable truth. You've been taught to be soft on yourself, to practice self-care, to be patient with your journey. And that's exactly why you're not a millionaire yet. Because while you're treating your mind like a fragile flower, the wealthy are treating theirs like an enemy combatant that needs to be broken, reprogrammed, and weaponized. Today, I'm going to show you Machiavelli's 5 laws, not for conquering kingdoms, but for conquering the broke, scared, procrastinating version of yourself. This isn't motivational. This is surgical. This is about mental brutality. And if you can't handle what I'm about to tell you, you're already lost. So here's your choice. Close this video and go back to being comfortable. Or stay and learn how to psychologically annihilate the version of you that's allergic to wealth. The clock is ticking. What's it going to be? Law first. Identity override. Upgrade standards, not goals. Identity override means you stop negotiating with your habits and start ruling them. Machiavelli taught that power belongs to the one who writes the rules and enforces them. In your life, those rules are your standards. Goals are posters on a wall. Standards are laws that run the kingdom of your day. When your identity says, "I'm the kind of person who never skips wealth actions," your brain scrambles to stay consistent. That's Psychology 101. We protect the story we believe about ourselves. Here's the brainwash move. Stop trying. People who try leave room for escape clauses, weather, mood, motivation. Princes don't try to rule. They assume the throne and act accordingly. Decide the minimums you will never fall below, your wealth floor, and make them identity-based. You're not doing research. You're keeping investors' breakfast. You're not looking for opportunities. You're reporting for Deal Hunter Hour. Simple rename, massive shift. Language reprograms the role, and roles drive behavior. Make it real and unavoidable. Put your net worth target plus date on your phone lock screen, so the first thing you see each morning is your marching order, not someone else's agenda. Turn your calendar into a constitution. Recurring blocks labeled by identity, not tasks. Pre-pack the environment. Laptop opens to your brokerage watch list, notebook turned to yesterday's numbers. So starting is frictionless and skipping feels like treason. Psychologically, you're exploiting 3 levers. One is self-congruence. We act to match who we say we are. Second is loss aversion. Missing a standard feels like losing status in your own eyes. And third is cueing. Consistent labels and visuals trigger automatic action. Keep it ruthless and humane. Few standards, daily cadence, 0 debate. For example, 20 minutes of investors' breakfast, 1 outbound pitch during Deal Hunter Hour, 5-minute capital review at night. That's your floor, not your ceiling. Exceed when you can. Never drop below. Crown the identity first. When you upgrade standards, your days enforce your goals for you. That's not motivation. That's statecraft. Law second. Dopamine budgeting. Make rich work. Your brain's favorite reward. Machiavelli taught that a prince must master his appetites, or his appetites will master the state. Your state is your nervous system. Dopamine is its currency. Spend it on cheap pleasures, doom scrolls, snack hits, endless tabs, and you bankrupt the treasury you need for wealth actions. Dopamine budgeting is simple statecraft. Reserve reward for the behaviors that mint money. Start with an audit. For one day, note every ping that gives you a tiny rush. Those are your tax leaks. Now impose policy. Cap the leaks, fund the army. Delete or bury social apps, set grayscale after 8 p.m., keep snacks out of reach, and create a 10-minute delay before any low-value impulse. This isn't self-cruelty, it's self-command. Next, gate your favorite rewards behind rich work. Podcasts, coffee, your best playlist. They're privileges you unlock only during outreach, study, or deal analysis. Tie pleasure to performance. Your brain learns fast. When I sell, I sip. When I analyze, I vibe. Very soon, the work itself predicts reward and becomes tempting. Add novelty. Machiavelli called it fortuna, but we can engineer it. Rotate work locations, switch a task's first step, use a new script, set a 20-minute sprint timer. Novelty spikes dopamine. Link that spike to one money behavior at a time. Use micro rewards. Finish 5 cold emails? Check a box on a visible scoreboard. Drop a chip in a jar. Do a 30-second victory walk. Tiny wins stack into certainty. Use variable rewards too. Preload 5 sealed envelopes, 4 with small treats, 1 with a bigger one. Draw when you complete a key task. Uncertainty keeps engagement high. Finally, ritualize. Name your wealth blocks. Investor's breakfast. Cash flow hour. Begin with the same cue. Music on, coffee poured, phone on airplane. Predictability lowers friction. Paired reward wires desire. Budget dopamine like a careful prince budgets gold. Spend it where returns compound, starve what weakens the realm, and your brain will crave the actions that make you rich. Do a weekly review. Tally rich tasks, spot leaks, tighten gates, refresh rituals, and raise your dopamine budget's investment rate. Law third, ZEIGARNIK hooks. Stop mid-sentence to start tomorrow on fire. Here's the move. You stop on purpose, mid-sentence, mid-click, mid-deal. That unfinished edge is a hook in the brain. Psychologists call it the ZEIGARNIK effect. Open loops demand closure. Machiavelli would call it governance. Bend human nature to your aim. Instead of begging for motivation tomorrow, you manufacture compulsion today. Pick one revenue task, pitch, checkout page, investor email, and stage it at 80% complete. Type the subject line, outline the first 3 bullets, attach the file, then walk away. Leave the tab open, the cursor blinking, the checklist half-ticked. While you sleep, your mind keeps working the loop. By morning, you'll feel an itch to finish that is stronger than any pep talk. The key is precision. Stop where the next step is stupidly clear. Don't end on ambiguity. End on momentum. Write the first sentence of the pitch, paste the prospect's name, list the call to action, and cue the calendar slot. Make the first bite so small it feels rude not to take it. Add teeth to the trap. Put a sticky note on the keyboard. Hit send before coffee. Set a 15-minute finish block at the top of your calendar. Tell a friend you'll forward the sent email by 9:15. If you want extra leverage, pair it with an anti-charity. Miss the window and $10 goes somewhere you dislike. Don't flood yourself with open loops. Keep 2 max. Close everything else. Your goal is not chaos. It's engineered gravity. You are the prince, and your mind is the court. Keep it busy with a single decree. This isn't self-cruelty, it's self-command. You're exploiting a bias to build wealth behavior by default. Today, set the hook. Type subject, quick win for your Q4 revenue. Drop the intro line, save, and close the lid. Tomorrow, you won't need to hype yourself. You'll simply finish what you already started, and that finish will pull the next start. Repeat this daily for 30 days. You will stack completions, bank confidence, and convert mornings into automatic wins. Machiavelli's lesson holds: rule yourself with structure, not sentiment. Control the loop, and the loop will control your results consistently. Law 4th, anti-charity. ESCROW. Bet against your excuses. If you were the ruler of your own mind, you wouldn't ask for motivation. You'd enforce order. The anti-charity escrow does exactly that. You pre-commit real money to a neutral holder, and if you skip a wealth habit, that money is automatically donated to a cause you oppose. It turns your excuses into enemies, and it bends your behavior toward power, not comfort. Machiavelli's insight was simple. People move when incentives are sharp and consequences are near. Your brain fears loss more than it craves gain. So stop bribing yourself with treats tomorrow. Create a penalty today. When the cost of skipping is painful and immediate, discipline stops being a moral debate and becomes the most rational choice. Here's how to run it. Pick 3 to 5 non-negotiable, high-leverage behaviors. 1 outreach per day. 20 minutes of portfolio study. Log every expense. Invest on Fridays. Define each behavior precisely so there's no wiggle room. Set a stake that stings, $20 to $100 per miss to start, and lodge the total in an escrow. Appoint a trusted friend as the referee. They verify daily proof, a screenshot, a timestamp, a calendar event. Miss a task? The cash is gone, no appeals. Architect the system like a state. Publish a simple scoreboard in your notes. Do a weekly audit. What failed? Why? What protection do you add? Close all loopholes in advance. No making it up tomorrow. No moving goalposts. No, I was busy. If you miss twice in a week, escalate the penalty or tighten the habit window. This is not self-cruelty, it's self-rule. You are replacing vague hopes with hard laws. Over time, the fear of loss fades, and a stronger identity takes over. I'm the person who does the wealth work. The anti-charity escrow is brutal only to your excuses. To your future self, it is mercy. Set it up tonight. Choose your cause. List your habits, wire the stakes, appoint the referee. Tomorrow, your mind will test the gates. Make sure they're locked. Can't pick a cause? Choose one opposite your values. Automate payments. After 30 days, review, raise stakes, tighten definitions. Cunning beats willpower. Law 5. Rich default architecture. Design environments that print better choices. Machiavelli taught that a wise ruler doesn't police every street. He builds walls, gates, and routines so the city governs itself. Your money works the same way. Stop trying to out-willpower your impulses and start engineering the terrain. The aim is simple. Make wealth the path of least resistance and spending the hardest path. Begin by moving the treasury behind the walls. On payday, an auto-sweep skims your revenue before your cravings see it. 10 to 30% straight to investments, debt paydown, and reserves. Pay yourself first isn't motivation, it's a law. If you never touch it, you never fight it. That's virtue defeating fortuna. Next, raise gates on consumption. Impose a 24-hour cooling-off edict on anything non-essential. Disable one-click purchases, delete saved cards from browsers, and require 2 steps for checkout. Friction is your guard force. If an item can't survive the delay, it didn't deserve the gold. Place moats where you're weakest. Keep your brokerage at a different institution than your day-to-day bank, so transfers take time. Keep only a small float in checking. Rebuild the court around your goals. Your home screen should only host finance, sales, and learning. Everything else lives in hidden folders or off the phone. Consider grayscale to mute dopamine. Notifications? Off, except for deposits, fills, invoices, and calendar blocks. Create default lanes for behavior you want repeated, a recurring investment plan, an automatic bill pay schedule, and a weekly money review with a preloaded checklist. Fund a small, fun stipend automatically so you enjoy life without raiding the vault. When the purse hits zero, spending stops. No debate, no drama. Finally, measure your sovereignty with one rule. Every change must either reduce friction to invest or increase friction to spend. If it doesn't, it's decoration, not strategy. This is not about being harsh. It's about being sovereign. Princes don't beg subjects to behave. They design a city that makes disobedience costly and alignment easy. Build your rich default architecture once, and your environment will print better choices for you, day after day, whether you feel disciplined or not, especially when motivation dips hard. Now it's bonus time. 2 unfair brain hacks that bend your default settings toward wealth in minutes a day. Bonus number 1, episodic future training, 90 seconds daily. Here's the fastest psychological lever you'll ever pull. Make your future rich self feel real enough that your present self refuses to betray them. Machiavelli would call it ruling by proximity. Bring the powerful figure close, and your behavior changes without a fight. Each morning, set a 90-second timer. Close your eyes and step inside one vivid scene as if it's happening now. You're opening an investment statement that eclipses your old salary. You're signing a deal with steady hands. You're sending a transfer to fund a property you once thought was out of reach. Use first person. I'm at my desk. I hear the email ping. I feel the weight of the pen. Name colors, textures, sounds. Let your chest feel the calm authority of someone who keeps promises to themselves. Why this works? Your brain tags emotionally charged, sensory-rich experiences as real, and it begins protecting that reality with your daily choices. Impulses to overspend weaken because they now conflict with a life you felt. After the 90 seconds, take one aligned micro-action immediately. Send a pitch, schedule a review, invest a small amount, or clean one line of your budget. Keep it small, concrete, and finishable in under 5 minutes. That move converts imagery into identity and identity into momentum. Do this daily and you'll notice something strange. You won't need to white-knuckle good behavior. You'll feel pulled to it because your nervous system has met the person you're becoming and wants to keep the meeting. Bonus number 2, cognitive inoculation scripts, pre-answer broke beliefs. If future training is the pull, inoculation is the shield. Machiavelli warned that threats are easiest handled before they breach the gate. Your self-sabotage lines. Not the right time. I'll start Monday. It's only $80. Are predictable ambushes. So pre-answer them. Write 5 if then scripts. Print them and keep them on your desk or phone lock screen. You're removing debate and replacing it with law. Use these to start. 1. If I think it's not the right time, then I send one pitch anyway. 2. If I want to scroll, then I open my revenue tracker for 2 minutes. 3. If a purchase is over $100, then I wait 24 hours and revisit. 4. If I feel overwhelmed, then I do a 10-minute money sprint, inbox, invoice, or invest. Pick one. 5. If I doubt it's working, then I read my future scene note and complete one tiny wealth task. Why this works? Scripts turn slippery feelings into binary switches. You're no longer negotiating with the part of your mind that loves comfort. You're executing pre-approved orders written by your higher self when you were clear-headed. Decision fatigue drops. Consistency rises. Each fulfilled script becomes proof. Another brick in the identity wall that says, I act like a wealthy person even when I don't feel like it. Put them together and you get a daily loop of pull and protection. The morning scene creates desire and direction. The scripts patrol your day to keep you on the road when temptation or inertia shows up. It's gentle where it should be, 90 seconds of vision, and strict where it must be, no debate at the gates. That's the Machiavellian balance. Rule yourself with warmth and order. Do these 2 bonuses for 7 days and your calendar, browser history, and bank flows will start telling a new story. One in which wealth isn't a heroic act of willpower, but the natural outcome of the defaults you designed. If you're still here, you chose sovereignty over softness. The laws are on the table: identity override, dopamine budgeting, ZEIGARNIK hooks, anti-charity escrow, rich default architecture, plus the 2 bonuses that weld it all together. Now make it real. In the next 10 minutes, execute 1 non-negotiable move. Send 1 pitch, set an auto-sweep, install a 24-hour buy hold, or write your 5 if then scripts. Your brain will protest. That's the signal you're rewiring it. This isn't motivation, it's regime change. If this episode flipped a switch, subscribe, hit the bell, and share it with someone who's done being gentle with their goals. And drop a comment telling me which law you're executing today and why. Plus, any questions you have about building a mind that defaults to wealth. I read the comments, and your questions shape what we build next. Type, "I choose wealth," with your single next action as your public oath. The clock is still ticking. Rule yourself, build the city, and I'll see you at Investors Breakfast.